Hello, I'm Jim from Come Play With Us, and in this video I'm going to be playing Kinfire Council. This is a new worker placement game that has a cool fantasy theme where you're basically managing a city in kind of a fantasy realm. This is in the Kinfire world where there's an adventure game that they've made and a small card game, so this is kind of the third game in that line. I've not played the other two games. This is the first one I'm trying, and because I was kind of intrigued by the theme. It looked a little bit like Lords of Waterdeep, but a bit more advanced than that. So I liked Waterdeep, but I got tired of it after a while, and this one looked a little interesting, so I figured I'd give it a try. Now, out of the box, the retail edition, if you're just playing the base edition, it is a 2 to 6 player competitive game. What I'm showing you here is the solo mode that comes with the expansion. So to play solo or co-op, you need to buy the expansion. I'm going to try to show mostly at least what you start with in the retail base game to kind of give you an idea of how the base game might play. But with the expansion, these worker placement spots do swap in and out. So they're kind of modular in the base game, but you'll only get kind of one set. If you get the expansion, you're going to get an entirely new set that you can swap in and out based on renovation cards that come up in the decrees. I'll tell you all about that later. But when you're playing with the expansion, they say you're supposed to, when you start, kind of swap a few of them out randomly. I'm not going to do that because I kind of want you to see what, if you're getting the base game, what the kind of base worker placement spots look like. These do upgrade too, so that's why they're modular in the base game. So if you want more variety, after you get tired of the base game, and you're not interested in co-op or solo, the expansion still has that whole thing where it swaps out swap out the entire set of locations with an entire different set. And you don't do it all at the same time, but so it does add a nice little variety where it's not going to be exactly the same every play. And the neat thing about that too is that based on the rules in the expansion, the locations that get swapped out, they persist from game to game. So that's kind of neat. Okay, so let's start by talking a bit about the rules. So I've got the game set up here. When you're playing solo, you play with 2 characters. I've got them on the side here. You also pick a kind of like a faction and a leader for that faction. So I've got Talos here in green. Talos' special abilities may draw one of these cards here. They're kind of like they could be one-time use cards, or sometimes they're upgrade cards. But you can draw one of those cards instead of casting a vote as often as you like. So whenever you can cast a vote, you can draw one of those cards instead. And you can discard one of those cards from your hand instead of spending. This is a wild token, basically. I can't remember what that resource is called, but it's the wild one. It's a hard one to get. Or magic, I think that's what that is. So that's what his special ability is. Each faction has a set of workers, and then they'll have one special worker. And the special worker will get one of we'll start with an upgrade. So there's upgrades. You can upgrade your workers. The special workers come in with an upgrade. So this one's upgrade is the guard upgrade, which means whenever he arrests a cultist, you can still do the thing on their location. So generally how to arrest a cultist is you go to a space that's adjacent to wherever the cultist is and you arrest them, but you don't get to do the thing on your space. This guy's special ability is that he still gets to do the thing on that space. So that's green. Purple. For purple, I've got Sigra the Sickly here. And then, so on your turn, you basically go to a worker placement spot and do something, and then you're going to be able to perform an errand. And so, which means usually you can either pay off one of these kind of city needs, or you can work on the tower over there. Instead of doing that, Sigra the Sickly can use this city planning space here. So that's pretty neat. And the city planning space is what upgrades the locations. And then when you play in a space where you are the patron, you gain the patron bonus. What that means is when you upgrade one of these spaces, so say I upgrade this space, you get to put down one of your influence markers here to show that you upgraded it, and that means you're a patron of that space. Now, normally, that just means you get the patron bonus here when somebody goes to this space, but you don't get it if you go to that space. Sigrid the Sickly, if Sigrid the Sickly goes to that space, they will still get the patron bonus for their own spaces. So pretty cool. And the other thing is their special worker is a seeker, and so they don't pay taxes when they go to the space. So when you're sending your workers to the different worker spaces, there's 3 tiers here, and you can see they're kind of, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but they're kind of tiered. They're actually 3D tiered. So you can go to tier 1 for free, but to go to tier 2, you got to pay $1 in taxes. To go to tier 3, pay $2. But if I'm using this special worker, I don't have to pay the taxes. Okay, so that's how the characters I'm playing with, and there's a bunch of different characters and factions you can play with. There's 6 factions and a whole bunch of leaders that you can play with in the game, and they mix and match. So that's one of the neat things about the game. Okay, so how does a basic round go? So we're going to start with Sunrise. So we're going to prep the docket. So that's what we're going to vote on. And normally you would just draw a couple cards from the docket and put them out. That's in the competitive game. In the solo game you're playing against, and the co-op game you're playing against the cultists. So the cultists will also get a decree, and then you have to outvote the cultist decree, or their decree executes, and that usually means a whole bunch of bad things. So we got to prep the docket, which will give us things to vote on for the round. Then we're going to unleash the cult, which means I'll show you that later, but that's basically how the cult activates, gets on the board. They block spaces basically, and then they'll have events and things that go in. I'll show you how that works in a bit. And then, so after that, Sunrise, we're going to go to Day's Light, which means that's just we're going to take our worker placement turns until we're out of workers. And then we'll go to Night's Fall, where we'll resolve the city needs here and the docket. So we'll see who won the vote. Then we're going to resolve the cult. We're going to build the lighthouse, and then basically we're just going to reset everything for the next round. And there's 5 rounds in the game. Oh, the other thing with solo, you play with 2 characters. They get 3 workers each. So if you're playing a co-op game with 2 players, I think there's some extra 2-player rules, but you would have 5 workers each, and you would both have to outscore the cultists to win. In the solo game, you have 2 characters with 3 workers each, and you combine your scoring, and you have to beat the cultists with your combined score. And you also share resources and things, and then some things you don't share. So it's a little different than the co-op. So we're going to start with purple, and we'll alternate. So first thing we're going to do is prep the docket. So I'm going to draw 1 cultist and 2 the regular ones. Okay, so the way these cultist ones work, so I've got the long game here. So this shows the starting influence that's on the cultist's decree. So to not have this trigger, we have to have more influence on one of the other decrees in the docket. Okay, so the cultist got a crooked law here, remains in play if passed. With patience and pressure, anything can be accomplished. If passed, at the end of the game, the cult gains double points from hidden threats. Okay, that's really bad. So we don't want this to pass. And then at the bottom here, it's going to have an instant effect. And so that says add influence to this decree for each lighthouse sheet in the discard pile. Mark that using these fate tokens here. Okay, so this is a good one to draw first because we have we're in the first round, so we haven't done none of the lighthouses are in the discard yet. So this one's just going to start with 3 influence. And then, so we got these 2 decrees. One of these 2 we're going to have to outvote basically the cults we have to tie or get better. So we need at least 3 on one of these. So these are both laws. So we got Beacon of Light Act. Both these will stay in play if they pass. If passed, we're going to add 3 money to city needs, which is really bad because these city needs, we have to basically spend resources to not have these trigger. For every one of these that we don't meet, we're going to add an extra cultist to the hideout, which means more spaces will be blocked the next turn and more things will get triggered. So, having 3 money added to the city needs is not great. And then after this, at the start of each sun's rise, which is the first phase in the round, move the lighthouse tracker up 3 spaces. Okay, so that's actually pretty awesome. That's not awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, that I don't know about that one. So we got to think about that one. And this one is at the end of the game, every counselor gains 2 points for each location they are the patron of, while the cult gains a hidden threat for each rubble tile in play. So this goes really well with the Sigra the Sickly, because I'm going to be upgrading tiles. So, I think this is the one we're going to want to go for. Plus, it doesn't add crazily to the city needs. So let's go for the city reconstruction one. Okay, and I forgot we should be starting with some money. So we each player starts with 3 coins. So because we combine our resources, we should have 6 coins to start. So I'll keep those down here. Okay, so that's the prepping in the docket. Now we're going to unleash the cult. So we're going to draw 3 cultists from the bag, and then we're going to resolve them. So you got a nice bag here. Shake that up and draw 3. And the pieces are, I should note that this is the retail game I'm playing with the expansion. So all these components, even though they look deluxe, like these cultist chips are acrylic, this is just the base components. This isn't the deluxe version. Okay, so we draw our cultists here and we put them in order. Now I got a leader here, which is bad. Those are the bad ones, but and they execute last. So how that works is, okay, so then you start from the lowest and go to the highest. So we'll start with 9, and then basically that you just block the space they correspond to. And then you look at the cultist board over here with the related number, and if there's a card there, we're going to add these things to the card until they trigger. If there's not a card there, you draw a card and add it there. So for this one, we've got Mothling Frenzy. If triggered, we're going to deal damage to the to the lighthouse, and then each counselor has to discard all our magic. So that's pretty bad. We don't have any magic right now, but we don't want to do damage to the lighthouse, especially because it's at the bottom right now. So that's not good. And what this number means, this is when it's going to trigger. So when it has 2 of those tokens on it, it will trigger. To defeat this, we have to spend these resources. We have to go to, you have to use your leader to go to one of these spaces and then spend the resources. And then there's some other, I think there's board spaces on here that we can go to defeat them too, if we don't want to use our leader. And it will cost 2 of these crystal things, and it'll give us 8 points. And then we get this, the card is a resource too that we can use. Okay, so that one just gets put out because there was none there. Okay, and then we got 14. So 14 goes up here. Again, we don't have a card at 14, so we're going to put another card out. So this one is the Maker of Ruin. If triggered, we're going to deal 5 damage, remove 2 influence from this card, leaving it in play. Oh, so this one just going to keep doing damage if we leave it in play. Wow, that's nasty. And it's a tough one to beat too. Okay, so we don't want that one to trigger, because once it's triggered, it's just going to keep triggering. Okay, and then we have the leader. The leader goes here. And then when both of these, when you get both, there's 2 leaders in the bag. When both of them come out, then you kind of reset the bag. What the leaders do is they don't block spaces on the board. They go here. But they do trigger all 3 spaces on the cult track. So that means we're getting the last one out. And the 0 ones, these ones instantly trigger. So this is going to happen right away. So we got bandits. So we're going to immediately triggers when drawn. We're adding a coin to city needs. And then this will just go to the discard. So that will just go here. That means we have 1 more city need to take care of by the end of the round. And then the other ones, we're just going to add these tokens on, so they're just closer to triggering. So now this one's going to trigger if we get 1 more of those tokens on it. I mean, I guess the good thing about these cult leaders is they don't block spaces on the board, but yeah. Okay. Now we're into Day's Light. So now we're just going to do our work replacement part. And On our turn, we just get to place a worker and then perform an errand. And there are good player aids with this game here. So it does explain everything you need to do. So placing a worker, when you place a worker, you must first pay the taxes if you're going to one of like tier 2 or 3. And then you may either use one location ability or arrest an adjacent cultist. And then optionally, you can run the errand at the end of your turn. When running an errand, you can fulfill a city need or send a supply shipment to the lighthouse site, which is kind of moving this thing up. And that's how we get, this is kind of the way sending supplies to the lighthouse site is how we get most of the points in the game. Okay, so what do we want to do? So I think we want to get rid of that Maker of Ruin as soon as possible, because that's going to hurt us. So to do that, we have to defeat, the cost on that is a defeated cultist. So we got to defeat a cultist or arrest a cultist somewhere. And we need a couple crystals and a magic. So the crystals are hard to get. Usually what I like to start with is upgrading my workers, because your workers are all just basic workers at the beginning of the game, but you can upgrade them to give them similar abilities to what we got on the board. And I found the arresting one is pretty good, because otherwise arresting, when you arrest somebody, you don't get to do your location ability, so it's kind of like a lost thing. So I like to have a couple of workers with the guard ability. Now it's nice that one of my leaders have the guard ability. So to upgrade somebody to do the guard ability, you just got to basically find, there's a space on the board that corresponds to that. And that one is here. So that to upgrade one of your workers to a spy or a guard, we got to go to the temple. So I think that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to send one of my purple workers here. I'll use Kinney here, so he'll be my guard. I'm going to send him to this space. It's in tier 1, so I don't have to pay any taxes. And this has 2 abilities here. So I can either do the top one or the bottom one. The top one is I could just get a vote basically to put down. And I got to watch that too, because I need to get 3 votes out this round. So I can either vote with that and then get an extra errand. So usually you can only do 1 errand per turn, but that will let me do an extra errand if I wanted to, which is good with this guy because he can do that to do city planning. But we need some resources for that first. Or I could take 2 coins. So that's the top ability. The second ability is spend a coin, and then I can make that guy a guard. That's what I'm going to do. So I've got 6 coins to start the game. So I'm going to spend one of my coins. And this guy is going to become a guard. So you just take one of these tiles. So you see these are double-sided. So it could be a spy too. So the spy's abilities, you can be placed in maybe placed in an occupied space. And then if cultist is present, move the cultist to an empty numbered space. So this lets you go to the cultist spaces, basically. But I want to use that guard ability so that I can use him to arrest cultists and still kind of do the location ability. So this guy will go here to show that he is a guard now. Okay, so that's purple. Green, yes, for green, we do need to start thinking about votes. And yeah, unfortunately I took one of the spaces that does votes. But we also have to arrest these cultists up here. So you got to go adjacent to them to do that. Now there's a space up here that gives me 2 votes and a space up here that gives me 2 votes. So I might want to focus on those votes first and then the cultists later. Yeah, to get rid of, well, actually I can get I can upgrade another worker if I go here. You know what, I think I'll do that. So I'll send Pip here to 15. Now he's got to pay taxes. So and the taxes get paid to the coffers here and not to the resources. Doesn't really affect much. There's a character that does spend money out of the coffers, so other than that, it doesn't really do much. Oh yeah, so I was going to arrest the worker there instead of doing the ability, right? Never mind, I'm not going to upgrade. I'm going to arrest this worker. Okay, so then arrest this worker, but I can't do the location. So I'm just going to, this just becomes basically a resource we can spend later. So that's the resource I need. One of the resources I need to defeat the Maker of Ruin. Okay, back to purple. Okay, so we need a couple of crystals and a magic, and we got to get some boats. So where can we get some of that stuff? I've got 4 coins left. Now the other thing is the cultists, you can trade them in for the crystals. That's one of the ways you get crystals. The other way is to defeat these cards. Oh man, I need a lot of crystals though. Well, I can get a crystal up here, and oh, sorry, I've been forgetting to do the errands. So I think this guy's purple's errand, I was gonna do that. So I take care of the money. That leaves us with 3 money. Can't really do any other errands because we need other resources to do the other errands, but we're gonna need to get some goods. So I think my second turn is I'm going to go up here and get. That's going to cost another coin. I get a goods and a crystal from that spot. Okay, now it's green's turn. Okay, so we've got one more cultist we need to arrest. And, I could use my guard, because then I can do the ability and the... Yeah, I think I'm going to use the guard, because then I can, if I go here with the guard, then I can spend the first cultist I got to get the magic that I'm going to need to defeat that. And, then and then we'll still have another cultist to spend the cultist, and then we'll just need one more crystal. So I think I'll do that. So I'll go here. And that guy's a guard, so he can defeat the cultist, but still do the location action. So now we got 2 cultists. I gotta pay a coin to go there. Okay, so I'm going to... So I can do this twice, actually. So I gotta get 2 magic. Well, but I do need one of those cultists. So, and the other thing is, you kind of always want to spend your cultists, because if I get the second leader here and the cultists reset, you lose any cultists that you have as a resource. So you don't want to hoard those. Okay, so yeah, so this base lets me spend cultists or defeated cards to do, and I can do that twice. So I can spend a cultist to get a magic and 4 coins, and I can spend one of these defeated cards to get 2 crystals or magic and 2 coins. Kind of want to spend both cultists, but then I won't have enough. Well, this guy's 5 off. I don't really have to defeat him this round. So I think I'll spend both cultists here. So they get discarded here. I'll spend 1 for the magic that I need. And I'll spend 1 to get 4 coins, because we're running low on coins. Okay, now, okay, so I've taken care of all the cultists. Now I gotta kind of vote. I need to concentrate on this vote thing a bit. So where are we gonna get some votes? So there's a space up here where we can get 2 votes. So I guess I'll go there. So purple will, I still got this guy. So this guy doesn't pay taxes. So I might as well send this guy here, because he doesn't pay taxes. So he's gonna go there, doesn't have to pay the taxes, and then he'll get 2 votes. To vote, you use your influence. So I'm going to put my 2 votes on the city reconstruction there. So we'll just need 1 more vote to get that. Yeah, and I'm going to do an errand too, because I do have a good, so I might as well spend that good. Or sorry, I'm putting the wrong things in. Spend the good. You spend the good to do... I should put these down. You have to use your influence to mark those, which is key, because you only have so much influence. You each start with 4, so not going to probably get... Well, I might still get those 2 goods then. We'll see. Okay, so that's purple. Now we're back to green. Need 1 more vote. So is there... Where can I get a vote? Oh, so I can get a vote down here, and I can do an errand, but I don't have the do I have the resources to do it? No, I don't have the resources to do any of the errands. So that'd be kind of a waste if I went down there to do that. Well, I could go here, so I have to spend another coin. I don't know, that's another one that gives me an errand. But if I have a, that's actually okay. Okay, so well, I mean, you get to do an errand for free at the end of the thing, so having an extra errand is kind of useless. But I think that's the only other space I have. I mean, I got this one. This one will cost 2 coins, and it gives me um, 2 votes, but it's not really worth it going there. So I'm gonna go here. So I've got to spend a coin again to go there. I'm gonna get one of these, another vote, so that makes sure that cultist decree doesn't execute. And then I can do 2 errands. I'm only going to do the one, so I'm going to spend 2 coins. I could get the top level because I do have a crystal, but I need the crystals to do that stuff. So I think I'm just going to do the second level one. So I'll spend that. And that lets me move this up 2 because it has 2 dots there. So you see there's 1, 2, 3 dots. That's how many levels of the tower you build when you go there. Okay, oh, we kind of want to defeat this one too, because that one's going to take out my magic that I wasted time on. So I need 1 more crystal for that. Okay, so where can I get a crystal? I can get a crystal just here. I don't have to spend any money there. I'll have to spend 1 to get the crystal. So I think I'll do that. So I'll go here. I'll spend $1 to get another crystal. So now I have the 2 crystals to defeat that one. And oh, do I have? Yeah. So now I don't have I used both my leaders, so I don't have a leader to go to here. But I do have 1 worker left, and there is this spot here, the Seekers Guild, where you can go and you can pay $1 to pay the thwart costs of 1 of these and get rid of it. So my last coin, I'll spend that there, and I'll spend my 2 crystals and defeat this, so that I don't lose my magic, and that will give me 8 points. So, I got some points. 8 points. Okay, and we have a card to spend, because we can spend those cards in these spots here, so I can spend that card next round to get the 2 crystals I'm going to need to defeat that one. So yeah, we're kind of set up for next round for that. Okay, so now I've used all my workers and my leaders, so that is the end of the day's light. And yeah, I didn't get these done. So now we're going to resolve the city needs. So we get 2 points for each of our influence tokens on the track. So we've got 2 here, so we're going to get 4 points. So that will go to 12. And then for each unmet need, we're going to draw a cultist and add it to the hideout. And then we're going to retrieve our influence tokens. So because we got 2 here that we didn't fulfill, we're going to get 2 extra cultists next round. So next round is going to be nasty. Okay. Then we'll take our influence tokens back. Okay, so that is the resolving the city needs. Now we're going to resolve the docket. So resolve the past decree and then resolve any crisis decrees that were not passed, and then clean up the docket. So because we only need to tie, so this is the winning one here. So the other ones will get discarded. And then this one's going to come into, this is a law, so this one's going to stay in place. So at the end of the game, every counselor is going to get 2 points for each of the location they are patron of, while the cult gains a hidden threat for each rebel talent play. Okay, so that will stay in play. I've got not a lot of spot for that, but I don't want to put it up here. Let's just keep it, I'll keep it off camera, but I'll probably forget about that. I already forgot to do the city planning, but I didn't really have the resources to do that this round, but I should be doing that, because that's getting us lots of points. And then it goes with this law. So I'll have to remember to do that. Okay, so now we're going to resolve the cults. So any remaining cultists on the board, we're going to reduce the lighthouse progress by 1 for each. Resolve any remaining cultists on the board. Sorry, first part. There's no cultists left on the board, but if there were, then we would, whatever, depending what number they were, we would resolve this board again. So if I had left the 8, then we would have, triggered 8 again on that board. But I took care of all the cultists, so I don't have to worry about that. And then we're going to reduce the lighthouse progress tracker by 1 for each damage on the lighthouse. The lighthouse isn't damaged, but yeah, they would just reduce this back down if there was any damage on it. And that's what this guy does. He's going to do 5 damage to the lighthouse if he triggers. And then if it goes below 0, then we would add a hidden threat. So you start the game. I forgot to mention that. So we have these hidden threats here that you get during setup. We're playing intermediate, so I added 5 here, and so there's 5 hidden threats in here, and you'll see there's points for each hidden threat. So that's kind of the hidden points that the cultists have that we have to surpass. So we're at the end of the game, we go through all those hidden threats and add that to their score. So getting the lighthouse token below the end of the line there adds more hidden threats. So that's bad, because that gives them lots of points. And then we're going to now we award the cultist points according to the right side of the track. So we look at the right side of where the track is, so that cultists are getting 7 points. Okay, that's mostly how the cultist scores. So the hidden threats, and then that track there. So you want to do a little bit of building of the lighthouse every round. Okay, and okay, so then now we're going to build the lighthouse. So that means counselors collect points for the constructed floors, and then we retrieve our influence tokens, and then we're going to reset the track, remove the damage, and go to the next lighthouse. So you look at how many the influence tokens here, and how many floors they built. So this one built 2, and you multiply it by the score here. So he's going to get so we're going to get 2 points basically, because our points are combined. So we get 2 points. Okay, and then this gets discarded, and we get a new lighthouse. Now you notice the other thing on these lighthouse things, and I didn't show you this, is that there are actions on these lighthouses too. These are for the leaders to go to. So there's always this one here where you get 3. You get to do 3 errands, but this one will change everyone. So this one we had the Library of Olander. So this it would give us a book, card, and a vote. I probably should have gone there. That would have been a better place to go for that last vote, but. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to return our workers. So basically, we're doing the cleanup now, and then we'll do move the first turn marker, and then we're going to empty the city coffers, and that's it. That's the round. Okay, second round. Okay, prep the docket again. Okay, so what are the cultists trying to do this time? Okay, so now they're starting with 2 votes here. Got a corrupt order. And we're going to resolve and discard this if passed. So we're going to, if passed, counselors discard all their money and empty the coffers. The cult gains 1 point for each dollar discarded or removed from the coffers. So that sucks. And the instant effect of this is we're going to add votes to this decree for each $2 counselors have. And we're going to mark it using the tokens. Ha! I spent all my money. Joke's on you. So that's just going to have 2 votes on it. Okay, and then we've got these 2. So we've got an order to resolve and discard if passed. So if passed, the cultists lose 5 points and then return all of these tokens, which we haven't used. These tokens are wild, like the magic tokens, but they give the cultist points for every one we use. Cultists lose 5 points and return all those, and we get to the box. And players may not gain them for the rest of the game. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't generally use those anyways. I haven't really seen a good reason to use those. I mean, the only way you get them is at the Shady Dealer here. This is the only place I've found that you get them, and you have to pay 2 points. I guess you go there and you pay points to get those. So I guess that's a cheap way to get wild tokens. But they give the cultist points, so technically you're losing 3 points when you do that. So yeah, I mean, this one would do nothing because I don't really use those tokens. Then we got this crisis here. Okay, I think this is the one we're gonna have to do. You must pay $1 for each influence you cast on this card. If not, pass, draw a cultist. If numbered, resolve it 3 times and return it to the bag. Ugh. This isn't good either way. So, I mean, it's going to cost us $2 to do this crisis. Okay. Like, none of those cards are good. None of these degrees are good. Not a single one. Okay. So that's that. Now we're going to resolve the cultists. So we got 3. And we got extra cultists here because we did not take care of the city needs. We didn't get a leader this time. Okay, so we're doing 4. So we have a new card there. This one's going to trigger right away. Probably. Nope, I didn't draw any other 1 to 6 cards. Okay, this one's a drought. So if this one's triggered, we're going to add to our city needs again. So that's not good, and it triggers really fast. I got 7 here. It's going to bring another one in. This one's an instant. Oh no, this one's the Sea Beast. So this one, we're going to place the Sea Beast tile on a District 5 while this is in place, and each time damage would be added to, or a token would be added to this threat. Instead, we're going to deal damage to the lighthouse. That one's nasty too, because that takes out of sight. So we've got these tiles here. So I'm going to look for the Sea Beast. Here's the Sea Beast. So the Sea Beast basically blocks tile 5 here. Can't send workers there. The Kraken is taking over the ports. Okay, that was only our second. Okay, so now I got 8 here, so that's going to, oh, so that's, because we don't put tokens on that one, instead we're just going to damage the lighthouse. Oh, sorry, I should have reset this, resets at the end. So we got 2 damage on the lighthouse already. Well, I guess, you know what, I'll put them on, put those on here. It's not in the way of the track. Okay, and then 13. So we're going to get another one on this guy. And 15. Okay, really got to take, well, I think we're going to have to focus on this guy. Okay, I got my magic, so I just need 2 crystals. So I think I'm close. I'm in a good position to go after that guy. The bad thing is I have no money, so I can't even go up here. And this cultist is blocking the other space. I really want to go to this space, but I need some money first. Whew. It's going to be hard to get at these cultists. Okay, so let's send a guard. If I can send a guard here, I can get 2 coins and take care of this cultist. So let's start with that. So green is going first this round, so I think I'll send this guy here. I'll take care of that cultist. And then I'll get 2 coins, so we have some money. Because I need a $1 to get up here. Yeah, and I think I'll spend a cultist up there. So yeah, so now I'm going to spend $1. Coffers. We'll send the purple worker up here. So I get to do this twice. So I've got a cultist and a card. So I'm going to spend the cultist to get $4 so that we have money again. And I'm going to spend my card to get the 2 crystals that we're going to need. Okay. Now we just need another cultist. So that's discarded. Cool. Okay. So that was purple. I'm back to green. Okay, so you're gonna need a couple votes. So there's always the 2 vote spot here. That's a nice one, easy one to go for. Oh, it'd be nice if I had a guard to go for that though. Maybe I'll wait and use my guard for that. That will give me 2 things in one shot there. I do need some goods. You know, I gotta worry about this stuff. Oh, and you know what? I might as well. Should use my. use my errand to, I gotta start working on those city needs, make sure I don't get too many of those. Where do we want to go next? Okay, so I'll save this spot for, maybe I'll save that spot for the guard. Let's send a green guy here, because we can get 2 goods here. And I can spend one of those goods to start fulfilling those city needs. Okay, so purple's turn here. We want to use our guard. So go here. So we're going to go here with the guard. Again, we're in the tier 1, so we don't have to spend any taxes. We're going to arrest that guy. He's a guard, so he can also do that. So he's going to spend a coin, and that will let me thwart one of these guys. So I'll spend my cultist, my 2 crystals, and my magic to thwart this one before it does too much damage to me. Okay, that guy's worth 15 points. So now we're at 29. Boom. Okay, that was a good one. I'll spend my other good. Get our city needs done here. And that was my errand. Okay, so I still have 3 whole dollars left. I've not been using my special abilities much. I probably should start using those. But, I mean, we do have to... Okay, so I've got no guards left. Still got a bunch of cultists on the board. So let's... Well, we need this vote up here. So I have to spend a coin to go up there. I'll send a guy here and get the 2 votes that we need. And we'll put him here. And I guess that probably does nothing if I have no money left by the end of the round, so. Okay, so purple turn. What else do we want to do here? Okay, so I think we've taken care of a lot of what we need to take care of. I think we probably just want to arrest guys now. I have no guards left though, so these are going to be kind of lost turns. So let's... Well, you know what? I actually want to use this guy here, because this is pretty good to get a crystal and 2 coins. Well, those coins are going to get... Let's get a crystal. The crystal is good. Get a crystal and 2 coins. Go there. Green. Got our votes and everything. Could use one more of these. Oh, hang on. I could use my errand to do a city planning. I gotta start doing these city planning things. Although, yeah, I need this kind of good. So maybe I'll look at that kind of good. And we haven't done anything on the tower yet. And it's got 2 damage on it. Ooh. Okay. Well, but we need magic. Magic is hard to get. Yeah, I think we're in tough this round. On the 2 good space, we took that already. And, well, so this guy's not going to trigger because it took, yeah, I took out that cultist. These ones are going to put a new card in play. So it might not be too bad. As long as we don't get 7 to 12 triggering again. Well, you know, I think I'm going to go up here. It's expensive to go up there. I got to pay 2 coins to go up there. But that's a good spot because I get 2 goods and 2 of these box things. I don't know what these are called. 2 of those box things. And so that means I can spend, as an errand, I can spend one of those goods to finish the city needs. Okay, so now I gotta start building the tower, but I've got boxes to do that, but I don't have... Only purple can do it because he's the only one that's got influence. I need some magic. So I should be able to get some magic. Oh, because I can go here and trade a card. Okay, so let's do that. This is my last turn, so I'm gonna be stuck with a bunch of cultists left on the board. But I'm gonna go here and trade this card for a magic and a coin. And then I can spend the box and a magic and go here and move this up 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's the best I could do. Yeah, so I'm out of everything else here. Okay, so now we're in Nightfall again, so we're going to resolve the city needs. So this time I fulfilled them all, so we're just going to get 2 points for each one we fulfilled. So we're going to get 8 points here. So that is going to give me 37. Okay, and yeah, so that's it. And then we're going to, yeah, that's it for that. So we'll take these guys back. Okay, resolve the docket now. So that's this one, so I'm going to lose $2 for that one. And that's about it. Don't have to do the crazy cultist thing on that. Didn't get anything good out of that, but at least nothing bad came out of it. Now the cult, so any remaining cult on the board we're going to have to resolve. So we got 8 here. Oh shoot, 8 here is going to do this, the beast. Okay, that was bad. I was hoping to avoid. So this last move is probably not worth doing that. And then 13 and 15, so we're going to get another card here. So new management, so we're going to place location tile 7B on District 7 while this threat is in play. If triggered, location tile 7B stays in play until the end of the game. So, should note that's an expansion threat, so that won't happen in the retail game, but you'll see that that's the shop has gotten worse. And it'll stay that way if we don't fix it. That's kind of well, it is yeah. That's not the worst thing out there. I think the sea beast is the thing we want to concentrate on next, actually. But anyways, that one's going to get a token on it because that one's triggering twice. Okay, the other thing is these discard. They don't stay out there for the next round. Okay, so then we're going to have to drop this by 4. So this is going to drop below the board, which is always bad news. So probably should have just let that go anyways, because that didn't help me at all. Because it doesn't really matter how far below it goes. You only ever take the 1 penalty, so it was a real waste of my time going here. But, oh well. I'm trying to play a little fast so I get through the video. But, okay, so the cultist is going to get 9 points. And then they're going to, because I went below the line, they're going to get another hidden threat card. Okay. And we didn't build the lighthouse. We did build the lighthouse. So, sorry. Yeah, so we'll still get 3 points. So I guess it wasn't a total waste of time. And that's it. Okay, next decree. Okay, what do we got this time? Corrupt Order. If past counselors discard all magic and all their research cards from their hands, the cult gains 1 point for each token or card discarded. When this comes in play, we're going to draw cultists. If it's numbered, deal damage equal to the number on, and then return to the deck. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, so this is going to have 3 influence. So just coming in, it's nasty. So, wow, 10. Really, does that really do it? If it's a number, deal damage equals to the number on max 10. Yeah, I picked the max. Okay, so it's going to be completely worthless this round to bother with the lighthouse. We're going to take another card no matter what. So I'm going to ignore that this round. Probably still want to beat that decree though. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, I got another crisis. If not passed, add. Okay, so this is going to add a good to the city need. This research spending. If passed, add a coin to the city needs. So the lead sponsor draws 5 research cards, chooses 1, and discards the rest. That's not great. Probably just going to do the refugee influx. We need 3 influence on that one. I mean, it could just lose all our magic and cards, because if we don't have any... Yeah, I guess if we make sure we don't have any magic or research cards, then, you know, we're golden and we don't have to worry about that. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just... Although, if this one's not passed, then we have to add another good. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see how this goes, because things aren't going great. Okay, so this doesn't go in the hidden thing. It's discarded. Or does that go back in the bag? Return it to the bag, and it goes back in the bag. Okay, at least we're only gonna have 3 cultists this round. Okay, so we got 5. And that's going to trigger this. So this thing's going to trigger. Oh, I didn't want that to trigger. So well, we're adding goods to the city needs. And then we have to discard all of our goods. And then the cultist gains 5 points. Oh, so I did have a good. Cultist is going to gain 5 points. And we're going to add another good to the city needs. Not so great. 16 is going to add. Oh, that new management's going to trigger 18. Okay, so then we got new management, so that space 7 is just going to stay there permanently. Like, it's not that big a deal, but not great, but, you know. Okay, we're ready for round 3 here. Well, I mean, we want to get rid of that sea beast. So I need 1 more crystal and 2 goods. So there's this 2 good space here. So we've got a little bit of money. Yeah, we're not going to worry about... Yeah, so let's start doing the city planning stuff. Let's get... Because we need to concentrate on that. That's one of the point getters for here. So I think... but I need to get some... The lowest tier one is $2 plus. So I need to get some coins. Maybe I'll use my guard. So if I use this guard here, look at me, a cultist. And then I can get 2 goods. And I'll spend 1 of them to start working on this. Okay. And the 2 other cultists are way at the top there. But you know what? They're not going to be too bad, because I don't have a card there right now. So they're just going to put a card out and trigger it. Which might not be terrible. So I might just not worry about that. So I need another good and a crystal to get rid of the sea beast. And I do need some money also. So a cultist up here gives me 4 coins, which is nice. Would like to have a second card there. Now the other thing is, you don't have to go to this top tier here to get at the cultists up there. There is a ladder on each of these things, so I could get this cultist by going here. You know what? I think I'll do that, because I've got this guard seeker here. And if I go here, I can take care of this cultist. And then I can either get a magic or 2 coins. And I think I'm going to get the 2 coins and whatever these things are. Yeah, because then I can start doing the city planning stuff, which is what I want to do. Oh, sorry, I should have spent a coin to go there. Okay. Okay, so now it's a good time to go here because I can get a bunch. I don't need the magic this round for anything, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I could get a whole bunch of coins, which I do need. So let's go. Let's go here. Spend both my occultists and get 8 coins. Okay, so I can upgrade tier. So now I'll use my errand to do the city planning because that's my special ability. I can do tier 1 or tier 2. I have enough money for either of those. So what do we want to do? I've never gone here really. Does this space give me? Yeah, I gotta spend crystals and stuff to go there. You get these cards they're kind of iffy. Sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're just so-so. This one is good here. Yeah, and if I upgrade it, it's even better. So I think I'm gonna upgrade this one here. So now I'm a patron there, and that's a tier 2, so that'll cost 2 coins into these guys here. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so we get lots of resources to go there. Okay, so let's actually go there and get those resources. So I do need another crystal, because I need a crystal and a good. So if I take this guy and go here, so that's going to cost me a coin. But now I can take 2 goods and a crystal. And then I get the patron bonus here always now, no matter who goes there, because of my special ability. So I'll also get one of these guys, which means next turn I'll be able to do another patron thing. Okay, so I'll spend, as the errand, I'll spend a good to continue to work on the city needs. Cool. Okay. Now, okay, so now I want to thwart the sea beast here. I could use my leader for that. The other way is I can go here and pay $1 with my regular worker. But I don't really think I need this guy. Well, I mean, this guy is a guard. But, I don't really want to go up there because that lets me use the ability of any tier 1 or tier 2 space if I go there. But I'll probably just use my leader to go here. I got to spend 2 goods and 2 crystals. Thwart the sea beast. It's been kind of nasty to me, and that'll give me 10 points. So now we're up to 31. Oh, sorry. That's the wrong one. Now we're up to 50. So I can throw my 50 point token out here. Okay, and then I got a card to spend later. Okay, so now we're on to green. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape. I think now we probably just need to do some voting here. We need 3 votes. So, the easy space to go to is here. And although, I can spend my card to get the 3 things, but his special ability is I can discard cards from my hand instead of spending. Oh no, that's a fire. I may draw spells instead of casting votes. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I could get two of these cards for free instead of the votes. But should I do that? If past counselors discard all their magic and all their cards. Well, yeah, no point in getting that. Okay, so let's do the votes. Might as well. Let's need 1 more vote then. Oh, and I should have spent $1 to go there. Okay, back to purple's. Purple's last worker. We need 1 more vote. So where can I get a vote? So I can go here. That'll let me do an extra errand too, and actually have the resources to do an extra errand for one. So free to go there. Cast my last vote on this. Okay, and then I get an extra errand. So I got 2 errands to do. So we'll spend a coin to do this one. And then I can do city planning again. I have 1 of these things, so I can upgrade a tier. Spend 2 coins. I can upgrade a tier 1 spot. So let's see what we got here. What's good to upgrade? This looks pretty good. Spy Guard for free going here now, and yeah, that's not bad. This one, well, that's a good one too. You know, I'm going here a lot, so let's upgrade this one here. Oh shoot. I don't have a token to become, so now I want to be a patron. I can't put my patron token down. To put my patron token down, I actually have to take it off the board, off one of the other spots. That's annoying. I guess I don't have to put my patron token down, but that makes... What's worse? Getting an extra... You know, I'll roll back this, take a coin back. I'll roll that back. It's probably better to have the patron token out there. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so green, we got one last turn here. Well, I can get some goods here. So nothing's going to happen with the decrees. So I could start working on spells and stuff, because sometimes they're good, but when we have nothing there I have to worry about. Yes, I'm in pretty good shape. Maybe I should just upgrade this worker. I haven't been upgrading them, so I can go down here. So I can either do the Merchant Noble or the... Well, I can't do the Merchant Noble. That's what I was thinking. So I have to go here. And that will upgrade this guy to either be an Artisan or a Scholar. So that is this one here. So let's see what those do. So the Scholar, when played, once this turn, you may draw... one of those cards in place of one of these things. So that's probably good because... Well, he probably gets those easy anyway, so maybe the Artisan better. When played in a space with no patron, gain the patron bonus. Yeah, let's go with the Scholar. Okay, let's go with the Scholar. Because I can use those spell card or those research cards as votes too, so that might help with the voting and not having to go to... maybe I'll just take... we'll see how that works out. That's the end of the round. So now we're going to resolve the city needs. So I'm going to draw 3. So first I get 4 points for those two, and then we're going to draw 3 cultists into here. Okay, so that's the city needs. Then we're going to resolve the docket. Nothing really happens with the docket. It's just a push, basically. Just keeping bad things from happening. Okay, and now we got to resolve the cult. We only had 1 left up here. So that's 16. So we're going to get another card there. Stormy Horseshoe. Place the storm tiles on districts 1 and 2 while this threat is in play. If triggered, discard this threat. Okay, so we want this one to trigger. Okay, so storm tiles go on 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're going to, well, the lighthouse, not so good. So they're going to get 9 points for the lighthouse. And they're going to get another hit threat. I had no chance of the lighthouse this round. I get nothing for the lighthouse. This one's just going to get started. Okay, tree for... Okay, if passed, remove all the sentries from the game, including those possessed by counselors. Counselors may no longer gain sentries this game. Okay, that's pretty bad. We haven't talked about the sentries. That's these tiles over here. You can purchase them from the board. They're fairly expensive to get them. And then they basically give you bonus points at the end of the game. So like this one says per city need plus 1 point. So is there a way to get points? So this is saying we can't get them anymore. You know, I'm thinking about that because I'm not really playing that strategy of going after sentries. So maybe I'll just let this one trigger. Okay, so the instant effect of this will deal 2 damage and add token each threat zones 1, 6, and 13 to 18. Okay. So there's nothing in 1 to 6, so I'll have to do that. So we do damage here. So I might not worry about the decrees this round because there's only 2 rounds left. Unless there's something really good in here. It says if pass, return all unused sentries to the box for the rest of the game, and then remove all coins from city needs. If pass, swap map tiles 12 and 12A until the next time this decree is passed. So this is a expansion one. That's how we get different locations. So that would swap out location 12. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to ignore the decrees this round. We'll focus on the other things. Yeah, I don't really have to focus on those, so maybe we'll just focus on the lighthouse this round and, you know, kind of upgrading the board because that's part of my city reconstruction strategy from the law we passed. Yeah, because every councillor, so maybe we get green going too. Problem is, the more patron spots we have, the less influence we can put down. Unless we get more influence. You can get more influence, but I haven't, you know, haven't really found a way. Maybe I should start getting working because this guy, I've not been using his research ability, so maybe I should start doing that. Not focusing on that now. Okay, so we gotta draw 3. Oh, I did draw the 3 cultists already, right? So these 3 guys here. Oh, draw 3 cultists. Oh man, we're gonna have 6 cultists. Oops. And they're gonna reset. Okay, so this one will trigger last. Okay, so start with 2. We don't have a lot to worry about here. Herd of monsters. If triggered, we're going to deal 3 damage to the lighthouse. Okay, and then we're doing 6. 10. Which gives us another herd of monsters. 2 herds of monsters. 11. 12. And then the leader, which is going to trigger all 3 of these. So that one, this one's going to trigger, and then that one's almost gone. We want this one to go away. Not a lot of spots to go to this round. Okay, so this guy's triggering, so we're just dealing 3 damage to the lighthouse. So maybe this is another round where I just ignore the lighthouse. Because it's already at 5. So I'd have to build the lighthouse up quite a bit to not have to take that. I guess 2 of us would have, we need 4 crystals. I guess it's doable, but I don't know if it's worth it. Might be worth it to go after other things. Okay, and then now this resets. And that's basically just refreshing all these. Now, if we had cultists in our resource, if we had resource cultists, we would lose the cultists that were in our resource area. I spent all mine, so you should always spend them. Like, don't save them, because that could have happened at any time, basically. Okay, so we're ready to go now for round 4. Wow, lots of cultists to take care of here. So yeah, I should maybe focus on more guard ability. Should have focused more on guard abilities maybe, but now I do want to go up here. That's probably the best place to go there, and I should go there with a guard. So let's go there with this guy. And do we need crystals? We need 1 crystal to well, we don't have to. I'm not worried about that one. You know, I'm not going to worry about those guys at all. So let's take out this cultist. And because he's a guard, he can do the location ability. So I can, let's get well, I want to work on the upgrading. Because In the game, every 2 points for each location they are a patron of. Yeah, so he's got 2 influence left to do. Yeah, so let's get the 2. Oh, I'm gonna get 1 here anyway. So let's just get the 2 goods in the crystal, and then I'll also get 1 of these. So I'll be able to upgrade another spot. First, I'm gonna spend the good to work on the city needs here. Okay, so that's that. So purple's turn. So I could get a bunch of resources there, but probably this is the better spot to go for. So we'll probably want to clear that. Oh, sorry, I should have spent a coin going to tier 2 there. Can't forget to do that. So I need to clear this out. This spot is not great. I can just go here and get a bunch of points, I guess. So I can go there with my seeker because she doesn't pay taxes. I'll spend $2. That's just going to give me 4 points. Might as well. I'm going to get points, I guess. And, oh, but she's not the guard. I went there to do the guard thing. Okay, well, let's go there with the guard instead. So I'll pay that tax. Yeah, because I wanted to, the reason I went there is I want to take out this, arrest that guy and take the location ability. Okay, back to green. Let's work on getting some cash, I guess. So I can get, there's a couple places here I can get cash. Just here or here. So I don't have a lot of spaces to go around here. Oh, why is this guy here? Oh yeah, and I can send him, that's actually his ability, because when he goes, he can get, yeah, let's send him here. Okay, so that's, we're gonna get a patron ability to get the box. And he can draw those cards in place of any of the resources that we don't want. So let's get the 2 goods so we can keep working on the city needs. But let's also draw 1. Let's draw 1 of these cards to see what they are here. So Ominous Mirror. Play this card face up in front of you during your turn. At sunrise each round, you may make a trade. Oh, I can spend a magic. See, these magic for 2 of these things. Which is okay because you're kind of doubling your magic, but you're giving the thing points, so it's okay. I guess I'll play that out, but not sure I'll use that. So these cards are kind of iffy. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not great. Anyways, I'll spend good to work on those. Okay, green. So now I'm going to go here. I don't have to pay tax to go up here. So I'm going to spend 1 cultist to get 4 coins. And then I'm going to spend my card here, which actually lets me get one of my influence markers, so one of my spare ones, and 2 coins. So that's how you get influence markers back. And then I'm going to do the box. Oh, I've got 2 boxes, so I'll do a tier 2 upgrade. So I got 2 of these box things and that. And I do have the Patriot thing. So which tier 2 one do I want to upgrade this? I've used this space a lot. And what does that do? Doesn't look like it did anything. Oh, you can do it 3 times. 3 times, so it's a bit more efficient. Eh. What about this one here? This one gives you an extra coin on 1 ability. That's not that great. Well, you know what? Maybe I will do this one here. It does make it more efficient. Okay, so that was purple. So now I got green. Well, let's just take out these cultists and get a good pile of cultists going, and then we can go use this next round and get a ton of resources. So, okay, so let's go here. Actually, I'm gonna go there. It's only gonna help me for that. Yeah, let's just take out the cultist. Purple. Can't take out the ones of the storm. But I can spend it. Oh, and I should keep forgetting I should be spending my goods to take care of the city needs. And I don't have any more boxes. So let's go here. Take care of this guy. I paid coins. Let's see for that. Green, and I got one more. I can't get at this cultist, so that's all the cultists can take out. So I got 2 more workers for this round. So let's take. Oh, again, I should be spending my city needs here. Let's take care of. Yeah, should be able to take care of all the city needs. So let's just work on next round. Go here. Get 2 goods for next round. Spend a coin. Get this last city need here, and then I got 1 more worker. And where do I want to go with this one? So I can get a crate for free here. And spend my last 2 coins. And then I can do another upgrade. What's on the back of this one? Oh, this one didn't really bark, that one. That might be good, but thinking these, yeah, let's do this one here. Okay, so that's the end of the round. Now we're going to resolve the cities. We're all good here on the cities for once, so we're just going to get 10 points for that. So we're 18 here. And we've just got the 1 cultist left. So that's going to trigger this, which is going to do another 3 damage to that, which isn't going to make any difference. So I'm not going to bother doing the tokens there. That's it for that last cultist. Oh, sorry, I did that in the wrong order, but I should have done this first. Okay, decrees. So this one's passing. So these ones you can just discard these 2. Past remove. Yeah, so we're removing all the sentries from the game, which is fine. Haven't been using them anyways. Those are gone. Okay, now I should have resolved the cult and the lighthouse. So they're just adding another card to the hidden threats here, because and they're getting the 9 points. Then we'll discard this one. The final round coming up. Okay, final round of the game. Let's do the decree. Academy propaganda. So if past, each counselor loses half of their total centuries rounded down. I didn't do centuries, so yeah, I'm not going to bother with this game. I'll ignore that again this round, I think. Not too worried about that. So we got 2 laws here. Oh, we might. Oh, this would have been good early to have that, where you can spend the money from the coffers to upgrade the district. So that's what the coffers does. So like a lot of times it does nothing, but you get these laws and stuff that can help that. And we get point every time. Yeah, so that would have been nice about when it came out earlier. If we pass this one, each counselor gets 3 of those. Yeah, these are. I'm not going to worry about those. None of that's going to help us for the end game here. So not to worry about those too much. So we're going to get 3 new cultists. Okay, so we got 7. So we got cult activity. Each time a token will be added to this threat, instead the cult gains 4 points. Ooh, that's nasty. I might ignore that because it's not really going to trigger again. As long as I take out arrest that cultist by the end of the game. This one's triggering. Which is good because this one just discards when it triggers. That's good because that gets rid of the storms. Yay. It was one we actually wanted to trigger. Okay, and then now we get that. Oh, of course. Yeah, I say that it's not going to trigger, but Rampaging Tuxin. Place the Rampaging Tuxin tile on District 15 while the sword is in play. Your player must discard if able. Okay, this thing's just a bull in a china shop, literally. Okay, so we got Rampaging Tuxin. Workers can't go here. At Night's Fall, the cult gains 5 points, reduced by 1 per dollar in the coffers. This is going on 15. Okay. This one, the cultists are going to get 4 points. And the last one, Plague. If triggered, deal damage, then shuffle this card into the top 3 cards of the threat deck. Okay, so for once, we're actually going to get a shot at the lighthouse here, and it looks like we want fire. We want the magic and goods. Okay. And I've got 3 cultists to spend at my special spot here. So we can just load up. Yeah, so I can get lots of magic there. I need some money. Okay, so I think you probably want to go here first. So I'll send my guy that doesn't spend money on taxes here. And I'm going to spend all 3 of my cultists. And okay, so we need fire. So I think I get 2 magic and 4 coins. Or 5 coins because I get the bonus patron bonus there. So we have 5 coins. Okay, and then I have 2 goods I'm going to spend as for my what do you call it? Errand. I'm going to spend a magic and 2 goods. I only have 1 of these tokens left. I'm going to throw this down here and move this up the wheel. Perfect. Okay. So the only cultist I care about is the 7, really. But then we'll get the plague. We probably don't want a plague either. Well, I have 2 guards, so might as well take care of those. So I need some more goods. So let's go here with my first guard, and we'll take care of the rest of that guy. And I'll take 2 goods, and I'll spend 1 to work on the city needs here. And then I'll take that other guy out with my second guard. So that's going to cost me $1. Go to tier 2. So I can go. I might as well go here. I got to use my patron spaces, right? Go here. We need goods for that, so I'm going to take the 2 goods and the crystal. And I get a free one of these. I can't. I guess I could upgrade a space, but I just wouldn't get the patron token on there. So I don't think it's probably not worth it to do that. Instead, I guess that's the only errands I could do is my city plant. Well, I can take care of a city need. Yeah, oh no, but I don't have I don't have influence tokens. I used them all. So he can't do errands anymore. So that's a little annoying, but the Green Oak's going to have to take care of all those. So we're not going to take care of all of these, especially if you want to do another lighthouse thing, which we're going to do because that'll get us more points. Yeah, I guess the cultists, I think they just trigger at the end of the game when we don't take care of these city needs, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so green turn. Do we need to take care of any of these things? Well, the plague is not great, and this one's not good. I should have, I didn't, that was my guard I used, right? Yeah, I should have taken this guy. Yeah, so I probably want to, I've got 2 cultists and a magic, so I could take care of this guy for 10 points. So maybe that's what I'll do. Which means I have to go here. So let's go here, spend a coin, and I'll spend the 2 cultists and my magic. Take this guy out. Well, do I need to take that guy out? No, I might as well. Probably and it's 10 points. Then I can spend that card somewhere else. So 10 points. So I need to pick up another magic at some point. Okay, so on my errand, I'm going to get another city need. Yeah, I need to pick up another magic now. Which, where can I get magic? I can get one down here for $2. That's pretty expensive. I do have a card to spend. But that one only gives me a crystal there. I get 3 spell cards if I spend it there at the bookstore. Well, maybe let's do that. Let's see this. It's hard to say whether these cards are good or not a lot of the times. But let's see. Let's draw 3 of these and see what we get. Play before placing a worker. That worker gains the spy and noble skills for this turn. So that makes it you get free. Don't have to pay the taxes, so that's good. Play during your turn to gain up to 3 of those tokens for every 1 less than 3 that you gain. The cult loses a point. Oh, so I can just spend this. I'll spend this right now, and then the cult will just lose 3 points. Okay, and this one, play during your turn. Oh, it's the same card. Okay, well, let's take the cult down, and I've got this card for the next turn I can use to not have to pay taxes. Okay. Still need a fire from somewhere, but I think let's make sure we go to the patron spaces here. So we got enough goods, I think. We've got 2 more tokens left. Yeah, I don't really need I don't really need to go to these patron spaces. They're not going to help me. What do I need? I need fire. Just need the fire, the magic. The only space that gives me magic is this space here. Okay, so I guess I'll go here and spend 2 coins. Get the magic, and then I will spend the magic in the 2 goods to do my errand, to do this and move this up. Another 3. Now I've got some crystals left. Well, a crystal and a coin will let me defeat the plague. That's worth 5 points. So yeah, if I just get a coin. Okay, so I'll spend my card here so my worker doesn't have to pay taxes. And I will send him, the best spot is up there. Where I can spend my card for just 5 points. So let's do that. I'll spend this card. That just gives us 5 points. Okay, and then I have 1 worker left. I need to get. Well, I can't really defeat any more things there. So really should just do something that gets me points. Don't have any money, so I don't have any money, so I have to do something on the bottom here. Yeah, I don't think it really matters what I do here anymore. So, well, I can get. Do I have? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll go there, get a couple of goods and a coin, and then I can take 1 more of these. Okay. That is the end of the final round. Okay, so we're resolving city needs. So we're going to get another 6 points. So 39 here. And for each unmet need, we're going to draw cultists. Yeah, so the unmet, so we're going to get 2 cultists, and then we're going to resolve them. Because this is the last round, we're going to resolve those cultists. So we're going to get these 2, and then we're going to resolve them. So this one resolves here. So when would be added to this card, instead every player must discard, if able. We have 1 money left, so. And then 8 is going to trigger a new card, which is not going to matter. I'm not going to trigger that. Okay. And then now we're going to do the docket. So what did the docket do? Okay, so the docket was the cultists. This one's getting triggered. Each counselor loses half their total centuries rounded down. Neither of us have those, so that did nothing. And now we're resolving the cult. There's no cult left, and there's no damage to the lighthouse for once. So yay us. So the cultists are going to get 3 points for the lighthouse, and now we score our lighthouse. We're going to each get 6 points. We're going to get 12 points total for the lighthouse. So 10, 11, 12, so that there. And that is it. Okay, so now we go to final scoring. Okay, so the first thing we're going to resolve is my law here. So at the end of the game, every counselor gains 2 points for each location they are the patron of, while the cult gains a hidden threat for each rebel tile in play. No rebel tile in play, so we don't have to worry about that. And so there's 4 patron spots in play, so we're going to get 8 points. Okay, and then we had this one. Oh, and I forgot to execute this guy, which is the cultists are going to get 5 points. So the cultists should have gotten 5 points at Night's Fall. Okay, so that's my total points. So I've got 109 here. And the cultists are sitting at 45, but they've got... Now we just find out how many points they've got hidden. And I know we threw a lot under there. Okay, so... got 18, 26, 36, 43, 53, 58, 68, 77. So they got 87 points. So 120. Yeah, they beat me. Yeah, just the lighthouse thing killed me there. I couldn't get enough. That's where you get most of your points, and they were just hammering that lighthouse, and I didn't have much chance there. I played the beginner game before this, and we only had 3 cards, and I've won by like 10 points or something like that. So yeah, playing the intermediate is more challenging. I was playing kind of fast, so I was trying to play fast so I could get the video done in under 2 hours. I usually like to get my videos done in an hour and a half. So if I was playing a little bit smarter, probably would have done a little better. But that at least gives you an idea how this game plays. It is for a Euro game. I usually don't really like Euro games solo too much, but this one's neat. It just with the upgrading tiles and the little things that happen with the cult, it has just enough kind of flavor in it to make the game more interesting, and it is challenging enough that it's not a beat your own score thing, which I hate. So yeah, this is probably in my opinion, one of the better solo modes for a Euro. One of the better Euros to play solo. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.